All right, hello. This is my first ever podcast, and my brother, who's an expert on the subject, said, "Don't worry about just do it and learn as you go." So this is my first one, and I was thinking, first thing I'd start with is just a quote from the book Brilliant Green. Subtitle is The Surprising History and Science of Plant Intelligence. Here's the quote. One study at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, for example, looked at student performance on tests, which they were asked to do in their rooms. The tests, which required some concentration, had clearly better outcomes for students whose windows looked out on green areas than for students with views of buildings. Even more than university students, elementary school children show improved attention capacity in the presence of plants, as studies at a school in Florence, Italy have demonstrated. What's more, there are fewer accidents on tree-lined streets, and there are fewer suicides and fewer violent crimes in neighborhoods with plenty of green spaces. In short, plants positively influence our mood, concentration, learning, and general well-being. The presence of plants seems indispensable even on long space missions, not just as food, but for their relaxing effect. Unquote. Now, I thought that was interesting. There was another book called The Man Who Planted Trees, which was a story of, what's his name? David something. That I guess I should prepare better for these things. I didn't know what I was going to say after that quote, but he started cloning champion trees, and he's been doing this for a long time. I'm still trying to think of his name, but so he's cloning champion trees, and champion trees being they're designated as champions because of their size and their age. And he thinks that because these things are so long-lived, that they've been through a lot of droughts and a lot of, stresses and survived. So their genetics are probably pretty good. And so he's been cloning them in what all that means is they take cuttings of the tree and then start those cuttings and start other trees with them. But and then planting these, or giving them or selling them to people that want to plant whole forests of them. And he's been doing this for a while, and so there's a book about him and about how he got into it and what he's doing, and really interesting. But one of the things that they write about in that book is, or the author writes about in the book, is that there's a lot of studies done on the effect of being around trees on people. It improves their immune system and so on. There's other trees release things called aerosols that affect, that communicate. It's one of the ways that trees are able to communicate with each other, but these aerosols often affect humans, including boosting their immune system. Anyway, that's all very interesting, and I think I just wanted to try making one podcast and see what it was like. So this is going to be a short one, and maybe they'll all be short ones, I don't know. But that's it for now. This is Adam Kahn on the Atom Bomb. Okay, this is the first time I've ever used this program called Anchor for making this podcast, and it said you haven't added any segments yet, and I was going to publish it as it was, but apparently I need to add something. So here I'm adding something. The reason I've been interested in plants is several years ago, I decided that I needed more nature. I live in a city, And I mean, it's a beautiful city, and there's a lot of green things growing around here, but I wanted more nature. There's 3 freeways near where I live, and you can almost always hear a rumble in the background. And I just love being in a place where you can't hear that, where all you can hear is the wind in the trees or the birds singing or that kind of stuff. And so I was like, I need more nature. And I felt like it was a need, not like it would be nice, but that it was something I needed. And I didn't know anything about that. I just felt that I needed it. So we ended up buying 6 acres of just beautiful natural land with no house or anything on it. And then we go camping there a lot. And it's just awesome. And anyway, so I got interested in this topic many years ago, and when I come across something like that, I just like to share it with people. Okay, so that's my addition, my new segment, and let's see if that allows me to publish it. All right, this is Adam Kahn on the Atom Bomb. Okay, it's been a while since I recorded this, and a month or two, and I thought, I should add something onto this. So here's what I'm adding. The guy's name is David Malarch. That's what the book, The Man Who Planted Trees, is about. There's actually 2 books called The Man Who Planted Trees. The first one is fairly old. I don't remember, in the 50s maybe it was written by a French dude. And but the more modern one is written by Jim Robbins. It's the one I'm talking about. David Malarch is the man the book is about, and David Malarch created an organization called the Archangel Ancient Tree Archive, and that's his company that goes around cloning these champion trees and then planting them everywhere. So that's the addendum. This is Adam Kahn once again on the Atom Bomb.